This is June 24, 2022. It shows you why it's important to rate the progress of a swing change, not by the golf score, but by the truth machine, by video. So this swing is getting into positions that are near perfect. We'll play it through, and we can tell there's progress just by looking at the video, which is the truth. Okay, so let's just play this thing through, kind of slow motion here. This is when the objective is to really turn the lower body through. The lower body was really kind of cranking through, and that was the objective. The other parts of the swing were worked on earlier, but this particular filming was when the hips were really trying to clear, and therefore there's other little spots that went off base just a bit. But walking this thing through, you'll see this takeaway is spot on. Overlaps the hands, shaft is parallel to the toe line, all on plane. Look, so it's on plane. Gets a little steep in here. This is what it wasn't the focus of keeping it on plane, but this is close enough. This is kind of old school where it starts back a little steep, but good shoulder tilt. And then what I like is this is the top position. Look at the depth. That's about where the pros are, over their heel, and let's just erase that. And left arm is parallel to the shaft line. The shaft is actually laid off. The club face is on the swing plane. It's like spot on. So that top position is the best it's ever been. So then as it comes down here, the butt of the club goes at the ball. The club head moves away from the ball, the target line. Still a bit steep in here because the focus really wasn't on shallowing out, but here comes the shallowing. But you can see the plaid pants are starting to turn. So hands get about chest high, and you can see the knees are parallel each other. So that means the belt buckle's at the ball when the hands are about chest high. The hips can turn a little bit further, but this is the best that it's been ever. So, and as it comes through, hands get waist high, you're starting to see the left cheek, and you're starting to see the shaft shallow out. So it's shallowing out a little late, later than I'd want it to, but it ends up right where it should be, where the shaft is right on the forearm, biceps the forearm, and up on the right toe at this point. The right foot is rolled, gone to the toe, goes the toe more. Look at that left cheek go ripping back, and then so here's the impact position. This is really good. You got one cheek there, and that's the middle of the cheek there. So the belt buckle probably is I don't know if at the ball would be 0. It's like about 60 degrees, 45 at least. So that's really a great position. That was the essence of this little drill, was getting those hips out cleared. Look, now the belt buckle's right at the target, and look at the plane. The shaft exits right on plane. good spine angle is retained, balance is retained. What I like too is see that grip, it hasn't gone down and up in the V area. It's exactly where it should be. So I haven't, the shaft hasn't slid into the crux of that V. And then the right shoulder is ahead of the left shoulder in the follow through. Could get a little more on the toe, but that's actually quite good. So then on this one, on the iron, the emphasis was more on plane and not as much as on the hip clear, because as for a 6-iron, the hips don't have to clear as much. But so here's the takeaway. Better takeaway. In the other, I wasn't too happy with the hand path. It was close, but the hand path didn't go inside. It kind of hovered right about there. Whereas this one, look, shortly it gets inside. Club's outside the hands here. I like this position better than the driver position, but the objective was to work on the plane. Okay, so this is, look at the shoulder tilt, it's perfect. Okay, so then it gets up here and it gets shallow very quickly in a laid off position. And for an iron, that's not over the back heel, but it's close. And for a 6-iron, that's close enough. So I like that little laid off position here, so you don't need a mid-swing shallowing. All you have to do is start rotating, club drops, totally on plane, gets the forearm sooner than the driver swing. Even though it wasn't an emphasis, look at the lower body turn and impact. You actually see, and as you might expect, you can barely see not barely, you can see both cheeks, but not as severe as the other. And the reason is that right foot really hasn't gone much to the toe. It's more or less rolled. It's starting to lift a bit. So on the driver's swing, it impacted, the heel might have been off the ground like 2 inches, and that freed up the hips. So, and as he come through, look right on plane. And look at the spine angle. Still a nice shoulder tilt. That's a solid swing there. And look at the grip. It's still out in the pincher area, as opposed to in the crotch of that V. Straight left arm. It's abbreviated follow through, but that's all you need.